Hello, welcome everybody. Got another fun episode coming up. We're talking about systemic sexism in the workplace, in particular at Blizzard Activision King, and our third co-host, Coco-host. I love that Coco-host.
Coco host.
He's like a Coco-host.
It's like a
Um,
tropical
it's
host.
been it's been replaced by this guy on the screen at the moment who you have to wait a few seconds into the episode before we start swearing. But yes, enjoy. Hey guys, and welcome to today's slightly depressing story about Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Blizzard Activision King, who let's give it a few seconds so then we can start swearing. But before we dive into the story, just want to say a huge thank you to all our subscribers. We try and say this every episode because it means a lot. But yeah, thank you. We appreciate you. We're very close to 500, which is going to be a huge party for us. Obviously, that is depending on whether John's going to be let out of his cell or not. But you know, Mike and I are going to be rocking the night away. Speaking of Mike, by the way, he's not around today. Um, but he did. I've gotten another message in the bottle from
Oh,
him.
good.
So yeah,
What did
let
he
me just
write to
open
you?
face message. Oh, what's in here? Oh God! Oh, look at this. Um, yeah. It. Oh, it just says sleeping. Talk to you later. Right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Um.
That's what he sent
Yeah.
to you?
Well. Yeah. I
This
guess
guy.
it was sleep writing. Right. Well, good luck, Mike. Enjoy your sleep and your rest. You obviously need it. You're looking a bit tired when we saw you. No, not really. You're looking like a young spring chicken. Anyway, right. Back to the story. So how familiar are you with Bobby Kotick?
Yeah, I'm familiar. I mean, this is the guy, a little bit of like some history stuff, and you'll be able to add on more to this. I mean, this is the dude who probably pushed that one guy to say, do you remember Diablo 3 announcement, was it?
Oh,
Or no, it was the
yeah,
mobile Diablo
Diablo
announcement
Immortal.
and Diablo Immortal, and he fucking dares say to a at BlizzardCon, right, at this huge event for Blizzard games, everyone's expecting the announcement for the new Diablo, and they start showing the Diablo thing, and then it's like, no, it's not Diablo 4, it's a mobile game, and
With
everyone is
in-app
booing.
purchases.
This is live, right? Hundreds of
It
thousands
was
of people are tuning in live. There's thousands of people in the crowd, and this guy says, this presenter or whoever he is says, "What? You guys don't have phones?" Oh my god. What a
so
like
tone deaf.
so defensive, so gross. You're such a
Yeah.
nasty guy for saying that to people who've obviously had expectations. I don't recall if there were any teasers or not, but like Blizzard has been plagued by just so many problems in its life. Um,
Yeah.
Multiple
Especially
lawsuits.
a couple of years ago, they had a big, a slew of lawsuits from various different government organizations in the US to do with workplace environment and sexism and kind of
And
systemic.
sexual assault and harassment, like
Yeah,
really, really bad stuff, which I'm pretty sure is going to court now very soon. It's like
yeah,
they're gonna go head to head. I think the state of California sued Blizzard,
yeah.
um, representing
The,
these people.
the DEH, there's the Department of like Energy and Homeless. I
Oh, I
can't.
don't know.
I can't. Yeah, sorry, we're terrible at references here, but and it was a couple of years ago. I haven't really heard much about it, but at the time, I remember being really upset. Um, and then also World of Warcraft, which is very dear to my heart, was doing really badly at the time. Since then, they've released a really good expansion pack for World of Warcraft, and they seem to have changed the whole, like switched it up so that they're doing all the right things with like quality of life improvements and stuff. Like the game itself is actually fun to play again.
Is WoW still subscription based?
Yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah,
pay, how
yeah.
much is it a month? $10?
Well, 15, $15, something like that.
Oh my god.
I know it seems like a lot, but for me, it's just an
I mean, it's
excuse to.
$180 a year. It is a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot if you think about it in terms of like compared to other games. But anyway, that's a whole other discussion. They have, yeah, it's good, and it's very distracting that it's good because the allegations that the companies had
Yeah.
were serious and bad. Like
Mm.
they were like people being treated really badly, especially women and
Well, one keyword
anyone
used in the lawsuit
male.
was groping. Physically
Yeah.
groping
Oh my
women
God,
in the
that was gross
office.
stuff.
Like, it is absolutely terrible stuff. Actually, something that I wish I had remembered to add that I read today was a narrative writer, I think it was, who got fired after just now from Blizzard working on WoW's Quest team in
Oh, yeah.
WoW's World of Warcraft's Quest team, which is the characters that give quests to the players. They created
quests are
they created
really
a new
great.
character. I don't remember what the character's name was, but the character had a bunch of jokes that this person had written. And some of the jokes were very greedy, talking about like time to get a second job, or and then a reference to buying another yacht. And everyone at Blizzard, I guess everyone at Blizzard jokes when something goes really well that Bobby's gonna go buy a second yacht. Like, that's like a joke at Blizzard. So this person got fired and offboarded. Just so terrible. Yeah.
Oh, that's. I mean, good for that person. Yeah. So go back to Bobby. Bobby Kotick was he's been the CEO of Blizzard for 30 years or something, like a really long time. But he is not a nice individual by all accounts that I've read. This article with Variety is one of the first one he's done since 2012, so he does not give interviews very often. And he kind of talks about all these different things, and he just outright claims that there are no systemic issues. They've done every kind of study that they can internally. They've hired external consultants to check with it, and they're going to release 70,000 pages of documents showing that it's just the media are painting a narrative of us being it's none of it's true. No. And it's quite sort of, I mean, if a tenth of what I've read from ex-employees on Twitter is true, then it's a horrible place, or definitely at times a terrible place to work. He said, I'm the only Fortune 500 CEO to be a member of a union, which cannot be because for workers' rights. And he blames a lot of this on the union builders.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
If you're disproportionately more in the news than other bad gaming studios, right? Like, take Riot Games. Riot Games is arguably as big, if not bigger, as Blizzard. They're really two giants up there. And Riot Games has had problems. They also just settled a systemic sexual problem against women. Each female employee, past and present, got a payout.
What?
Yeah, ranging between a few thousand to 150,000.
Wow.
I think like 6 of them denied it, so they're gonna pursue probably separate litigation. Usually, you don't deny the payout unless that's what you want to do.
They declined. They said no.
But if you go and look at Riot employees and the way they talk about, this was obvious. I think this dropped in 2018, 2019, and then has been leading up to that. So this was a long time ago that it occurred, which doesn't make it okay. But I do actually think that Riot has done everything in their power to turn things around, make it a way more of an inclusive and equal workplace. And that's reflected when you see people saying their farewells on Twitter. They've been there for 10 years, let's say, and they're like, I'm moving on to a different place. They're like, it was the best place I've ever worked at. I love my team. And then a bunch of other rioters will comment and say, like, we're going to miss you. Like, there's so much, like, you could just tell there's love in this company compared to here. It was literally today that I read about that narrative writer. Like, such stark differences.
See, what I would say is the natural reaction to, hey, your company is fucked up and there are serious problems with sexism and all sorts of like, employee life, would be, you know what, there is a problem. Let's fix it. That should be
That's the default response.
Yeah, but there's nothing in this article that there's any kind of admission of fault, and it's the reaction is just to sort of double down, and that's what the kind of guy that Bobby Kotick seems to be. I'm never getting into a Blizzard anymore. I think the whole reason for this is because Blizzard Activision King is currently, well, for the last 18 months, has been trying to do a deal with Microsoft to be acquired by Microsoft for $69 billion or something. And there are a few like key dates coming up, which is I think one in July, one in August, and they're to do with like the expiration of the initial offer. And there's been some protests. There's been a lot of protests, but there's been a lot of the UK marketing, consumer markets.
They're trying to block the deal.
Expressed negative the negative impact of this deal, and there's lots of other stuff. So I think he's probably trying to just get it done, and that's the reason why he's given an actual interview, even though he hates doing them.
If I remember correctly, Bobby, if he's required to leave, will receive a payout of something like $500 million.
Yeah,
cash from Microsoft.
It was kind of disgusting because his whole compensation was tied to like getting the stock to certain levels, and so contractually the company is obliged to pay him this money, despite the fact that so many other things went wrong. They just have to pay him because the stock went up to a certain point.
Right.
And I wish Mike were here to comment on the capitalist side of this, because it's basically put a psychopath in charge in the CEO spot. Say that he'll only get money if the stock goes to a certain level. That man will then do anything, literally anything, and trample on anybody to get to the point where that is, he gets his payout. It's capitalism at its finest,
or at its worst. I think. Yeah. I don't see a happy ending with Blizzard and old Bobby here. And anytime we've talked about them, it's never been about something good. Right, like we've never had something good to say about Blizzard.
It's a real shame because I mean, like World of Warcraft really has been a lot of fun to play with the latest expansion, and I wish I could play it without feeling slightly guilty that I'm supporting a madman.
Yeah, I mean, there's a line, right? Like there's always a line. I think same goes for like you're a Quest user, you like VR. Sadly, you have to use Facebook stuff.
Yeah. How much of a hypocrite do I want to be? Thanks, John, for just saying that I'm defining the fact that I've stepped over that line, and
soft lines.
Yeah. Oh man, the MetaQuest 3 is coming out. Oh my god, but that's another story. It's been a lot of fun. Happy Monday, everyone, and I hope we're still doing this on Monday because they haven't been uploaded yet. But yeah, catch you later.